In 3 meetings between the teams last year, all 3, the Badgers were victorious. Ready to get it rolling with the birthday girl, Izzy Ashburn. Turned 23 today. First serve of the match for Wisconsin. Weatherington cracked on the outside, off the block, and down. Get 8 kills, hit .235 with 4 blocks last night. It was big in stretches of that match about a week ago here against Nebraska, when Penn State threatened to take down the #1 ranked Huskers, and another put away right from the jump. And with that latest kill, Ashburn to the outside. And there's Orschel, and that one does find the floor. Mac Pedraza backs it. Weatherington trying to go off speed, but the block leader in the Big Ten, 3rd in Division I, Carter Booth right there. Orschel back, serve long. Quick side out there for Penn State. As the winningest coach as far as Big Ten wins go in program history. Outside opportunity there for Camryn Hannah, and that's stuffed up front by Wisconsin. In blocks per set, both about 3 per set, and Wisconsin in particular, Emily, has been on a tear block-wise. That time Hannah able to get it off the block and down. They have more than double the blocks of their foes throughout the season and have really turned it up a notch here in conference play. There's C.C. Crawford, senior from Lansing, Kansas, able to find room through the Penn State block. And she's back to serve for the Badgers. Usually to start first contact. Mruzik down the line. E.J. Kuchtikin serving as the libero. And the Turkish native, the overpass, but good contact there. And Mac Pedraza calls her own number. Pedraza been calling her own number, averaging about a half kill per set here in conference play. Franklin able to take that free ball and pound it down.
To put up 1 error in 80 attempts, even in practice, is insane.
Mruzik able to find open space there for Penn State. Yeah, they flattened Maryland last night. Again, that big storm, 13-1 block edge. Now the Penn State block trying to show itself, but that one out. This weekend trip for the Badgers. Pedraza outside, Weatherington hammers it, looking for the touch. None there. Point in Wisconsin. Early on, Wisconsin picking up where it left off last night, hitting at 500 early. Penn State at 200. That'll help Taylor Trammell. 9 kills, hit .571 with 9 blocks. In that thrilling 5-setter against Nebraska a week ago that ultimately went the Huskers' way. And there is Carter Booth, offering finishes at over a .450 percentage clip. Off the tape, Hannah and Pedraza combined to keep that one alive. Ashburn back set, and there's Devin Robinson striking. Big Ten performer is the last player to get a kill. And Wisconsin's got 6 kills right now by 6 different players. That talks about the balance for the Badgers and who are you going to stop. Ellie Sheffield's crew up above. Ashburn outside. And there's Orschel. Again, to be able to do that, two kills for her and 3 swings, and there is the high-rising Hannah. Serve from Maddie Villanova. 10 digs, 3 assists in Penn State's win last night. And a hard serve from Villanova. Holland shutting down the shot from Robinson. Ashburn runs the middle, and Booth can't keep it in. Nittany Lions picking it up serve-wise themselves last night with 10 aces in their win here, along with 10 blocks against Michigan. Ashburn to the outside for Franklin, and that one struck long. Guess they are human. Still, Badgers firing at a .353 hitting percentage. There's the service error back. travel issue last night as that ball goes into the net. Things and beating the planes, trains, and automobile story. Pedraza outside. Mruzik cross court and wide. Franklin restart. Going back to Mruzik is Pedraza, trying to get her on track. Franklin dug by Bilanovic. Good contact from Jillian Grimes in the libero jersey for Penn State. And boy, it looked like Trammell was going to have an opportunity there to finish, but violation. Want to devour those free balls, but jumped the gun a little bit. Back set. Thomasai Lawrence stymied by Penn State. Mruzik crushed it. Second kill on 7 swings for Mruzik. And Penn State fires one into the net. And a timeout here at Rec Hall. 15-14 Wisconsin. Make it 16-14 after that serve was problematic for Mruzik here to start off the best of 5. First ace in the match for either team. And now Mruzik had to be at the ready again to dive down after that one dropped to the floor. Better contact from Mruzik. Pedraza running it to Trammell. That'll work there for Penn State. 25-22, and then walks to victory 25-13. And again, tied for 3rd right now with Purdue in the conference at 10-5. And everybody chases the 2 front runners here, the Badgers and Nebraska. And how about that? Booth and Orjo up front. This is win number 24 and 25 tries tonight. Serve from Ashburn. Pedraza going back for Wetherington, trying to get the tip over the block. Booth ready for it. Power that time from Wetherington. Ashburn the dig. Tight ball and Orjo. Grimes serving. Ashburn. Robinson on the slide, just hooked it wide. Pedraza had to go down to get that tip ball from Booth. Robinson off the hand of Hannah. Grimes setting Wetherington. Tickles the tape, hits the net. Hitting in the negative, trying to swing her way out of it. Free and clear on the outside. In 5 sets. Right now, this one down to the wire in the opening set. And Robinson popping up to take down that free ball. Second kill. And with 2 errors early on, into the net. Dipping below 200. Penn State at 192. Still a little bit better than Wisconsin at this point. How about Grimes laying out? Bilanovic back. Wisconsin opportunity on the free ball. Percentage defense, but Penn State getting the job done here opening set. And now Robinson with a big put away. Hoochtikin serving off the tape. So the overpass there, the first contact for Bilanovic. And Franklin capitalizing. Better first contact for Bilanovic this time. And how about Holland? Kelly Sheffield and our R2, Joseph Gustafson. Not sure if he thought about maybe challenging that call. Either way, Penn State 2 points away for the first set win. Franklin says, hang on. Hamill, short serve. Villanova, good play. Now Hamill down for the up. Stark, nice get. Stark getting down. Mruzik with the adjustment. Reached again, bumping it up. And Franklin works the block, and Wisconsin surges to the set 1 win. And trying to find a way back. Mentioned the 5-set history here at Rec Hall between these two. Well, 9 of the last 10 overall have gone at least 4. See if Penn State can keep that trend continuing by getting one here. Lions coming back. Weatherington. Good luck against Carter Booth. Get 4 blocks tonight, and that's, again, without Adam Spreck not making the trip this weekend for Wisconsin after getting dinged up in practice this week. That same number 52, worn proudly by Calvin's daughter for the Badgers. Robinson to swing. Hannah cross court and powers that through Gucci. 6 kills on 8 swings, hitting .625 as Camryn Hannah to this point. Mruzik along the back, bumping it up, and that again off hands. Franklin. Mruzik somehow able to keep that alive, and they rule double contact. Pedraza going cross court for Hannah. And Robinson using that Penn State block again. Part of that is Wisconsin. Foes against the Badgers get the fewest blocks among Big Ten teams. And Mruzik. Pedraza had to hustle over and play the bump. Mruzik flying from the back row. Grimes the dig. Again, Mruzik, the option from the back row. And now hustling back for first contact. Weatherington cross court. C.C. Crawford. And Gooch again. So much time last year wearing that libero jersey. And someone to put it on again with Orgel. Filling in and outside this weekend. And Franklin looking for more power, instead point Penn State. Tough first contact, and Ashburn just running out of room.
Beautiful serve from Villanova, putting so much pressure on it, driving this ball so far back, making it difficult for these passers to decide whether to take it with their hands or take it with their platform.
Villanova again. Tough serve. Gooch again. Better work on that first touch. Franklin's bomb handled by Penn State. And now settling in at the net. Hannah continuing to be super effective here for Penn State. Leads all players with 7 kills. Pedraza in shutdown mode as Penn State gets that first block. 2 teams that can just take you out of rhythm with what they do at the net. And a rare kind of shank swing there for Sarah Frank. Errors already here, and just a little over a set after just having 1 last night. MJ Hamill and company in. That 6-2 going into effect. Tony Thomas Ilar checking in. And we talked about the versatility of this team. Remember, Hamill out for a bit with a concussion issue. Robinson missing some time. They slide to 5-1, win 3 matches in a row without that duo, and have them back for that big battle with Nebraska. So, after that, point Wisconsin. Penn State lead at 1. Hannah running into C.C. Crawford, 4th in the Big Ten at blocks, over 1.3%. 4 of the top 7 block individuals here in this matchup. 2 for the Badgers, 2 for the Lions. How about the punch there from Franklin to put it over? Hannah lighting up another one. Gooched again. Good first contact. Pedraza, the Mruzik out of the back row, and that's Crawford who read it perfectly. Now Crawford there again, but it pops out of bounds. High ball's one thing, setting a tempo ball is another thing. Setting a high tempo ball for somebody like Hannah can be a challenge as Penn State's starting to get that block ramped up. Both of the walks from the Nittany Lions here in this set. So Wisconsin tries to go off speed over it. Let the work from Grimes to keep it alive. And Pedraza saying no, 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 no. Already 5 in this matchup. Pedraza's got 5. Villanovic's got 6. 30 already in the match here for Penn State. Holland looking for a touch there at the net. Instead of being up 1, up 3. Wicked serve there from Hannah, and the Badgers struggle to handle it. Elite movement on that ball. It just dropped to the floor. Another killer pass to get things started. 2 kills, 5 errors thus far for the Badgers, and now at the net, easy pickings there for Allie Holland up front. And it's ticketed for the NCAA tournament here in volleyball. And Wisconsin and Penn State with a key battle.
It looks like they have to win this game if they want to get a top 16 seed to host for those first 2 rounds.
Pedraza working for Mruzik. Hamill for Orjo. Pedraza got a piece of that. Thomas Ilon. Stark at the ready in the back. And Mruzik just outsmarting the block there with that push through.
Really smart play from Jess Mruzik.
Badgers took the first set, coming from behind at the tail end of it to grab it 25-23. Thomas Ilon traveled, tried to make it work, but couldn't. Stark again in the back row with first contact. Grimes working it to the outside for Mruzik. Going off speed. That was set up nicely for Taylor Trammell. Going down the line. Largest lead of the match here for either team tonight. Thomas Ilor, another quality dig from Grimes. Penn State can't finish it. Nancy Ashburn out of concentration. Her service form. Asked about it today, and basically it's mid-November. Everybody's got something they're trying to work through.
Everyone's tired at this point.
And Wetherington taking advantage of that one. 4th kill for Zoe Wetherington. Ashburn going outside of Robinson. How about Booth with a bump set? Robinson able to work it off the block. Down at College Park, here team high 6 kills on this evening. And there's Camryn Hannah. A wide variety of 5 shots that she's using to great success tonight. One away from double figures in kills for Hannah. Holland stuffing that one down. Joust between her and Booth. Ashburn tight at the net. Pedraza for Holland. And that's negated by Booth. Hannah soaring. And State 3 points away from evening the match. Sarah Franklin kind of been quiet here of late, with 5 kills and 6 errors. Penn State, little off kilter there defensively. Second of the night for the Badgers. Franklin. And the angles she chooses are amazing. Coach Sheffield talking about being able to do something with hand-eye coordination, not a lot of physical stress for his team. They were in a good mood here. Their pass and serve this morning, this afternoon. Almost a collision there. Hamill Guchtikin. Can't clean it up. Holland holding Wisconsin down. Set point. Franklin peppering one to the deck.
Wisconsin needs points. They will go to Sarah Franklin every time.
Mruzik. Trying to adjust to that set, and Orschel shutting the door. That one had a dip start with the pass. Hamill for Orschel. And that works. Pedraza had to hustle for the dig. Mruzik. It's off of Hamill. Free ball, Penn State. Another good scramble there for the Badgers to stay in it. Stark out of the back row. That's long, and the Badgers make it 5 in a row here. Villanova, good dig. Mruzik. That's off. And suddenly, Wisconsin has tied it up at 24. Penn State wishing it had come a few points earlier, but Holland gives them another set point. Goes off speed, and it works. 25 apiece. Villanova handles Crawford serve. Mruzik going cross court and long. What a get from Grimes. Guchtikin down to keep it alive for the Badgers. Orschel, another huge swing. 26 off. Roll shot there from Mruzik. Badgers ready for it, but they can't stop the Lion stuff. Tough first contact for the Badgers. And Orschel finds a way. Giving Penn State a 10th chance now. Good serve from Grimes. And finally. Network. Jason Knapp, Emily Eaman. We serve from our location here courtside at Rec Hall. Then off speed. Crazy you can pull your starting libero, throw it outside hitter, and get that kind of production. Adaptability, as we talked about at Wisconsin, remarkable. There's Ashburn handling that laser from Wetherington. Mruzik out of the back row. Good scramble there from the Badgers. Ashburn again. Virgil converting again. Sheffield had told us when she moved to libero, said had to kind of change that personality. You're not terminating points like you do at the hitting spot as Trammell finishes on the inside. So she had to adjust that, but you can see she's releasing the excitement now when she's back to finishing point. Quality effort there. Service-wise, Grimes checking in with the ace, third of the night. Again, another challenging play in the back. Free ball, Penn State. Pedraza going back to Wetherington. And out of that mess, point Penn State. Little thought there from Hannah that maybe she had gone over the net, but goes into the books as a point for the Nittany Lions. Pedraza came over, but Wetherington handled it. Cross-court look there from Hannah. Pedraza back for Wetherington. Robinson off the Penn State block. Holland tried to feather that through the block. Holland and Wetherington there, but with 11-6 for Mruzik and Holland. And that serve slides long. 3 aces on the night for Penn State. And that effort popped long. Players not being aggressive, sometimes too much, frustrating. That's something you can control, that service game. And off a good night last night against Michigan. Long way across for Franklin. 10 last night in that 3-set sweep at Maryland. Initial first contact. Each to kid, nice dig. Mruzik kind of found just a little sliver of daylight and put it home. Something happen there in the system and can't. Past first team, all Big Ten performer at Northwestern. Finding her role here with this Badger squad. And Franklin flattening that one to the deck. Hitting 139. Pedraza calls her own number, and the timing is right. Crawford getting it over. Mruzik off hands. Wetherington stepping up. And now Paul at the net here against Penn State. Mac Pedraza going to ask for an explanation from Brian Hemmelgarn up top.
So this call was that Taylor Trammell was actually over the plane as Hamill's trying to set this ball. I think Penn State's probably arguing that it's a back row attack.
Serving at 10-8. Thomas Ilara Mruzik, for that matter, as that serve goes long, kind of held his arm out and just made an arc of the court and said anywhere in that arc she can find effectively. It's amazing.
Yeah, both Franklin and Mruzik are able to hit truly any shot in the book, and in any situation, they're able to see the blockers in front of them, see what shots they have available, and just hit the best one that's available.
Yeah, that's why they're two of the best and terminating in the conference and the country. Swing set here, number 3. And that's long from Ashford. Ashford in rhythm there to Robinson on the slide and the strong finish. 13 ABCA All-America last year. She's got 7 kills now tonight. Franklin. Colin Weatherington. Penn State with a 3-point advantage here in the set. Booth to Ashburn. That was money. Block leader in the conference. Already with a half dozen blocks on the night. Franklin just making it work.
She's taking care of so much junk. I mean, they just chuck the ball up to her and hope for the best.
Tough first contact for Penn State. Pedraza had to pull herself over to keep it alive. And Penn State can't reel in the next ball. Reached again. Team high 13 digs, also 4 assists with the serve. Holland pushing that through the block.
That slide attack's been effective for Penn State when they can get Holland going.
It's NCAA tournament time. And Franklin again, waving goodbye to another kill, her 14th tonight. 6 straight to make things intriguing in set 2 before ultimately forcing Penn State to win an 10th set point. That's why Camryn Hannah has been so important with a dozen kills for Penn State. Mruzik on the outside again. That's off and deep. And Stark with a crack out of the back row. Crawford in that battle with Holland at the net. And they get the violation there on Crawford. Hamill having to come all the way back. Franklin with a bomb from the back row. And then Mruzik navigating her way through the Badger block. 17 all. And Holland dumps one to the net. Pedraza going herself, gets the overpass. And there, Taylor Trammell, I don't know if that was a miss hit or just a tip, but it worked. The ratings percentage index, it factors in some things, including who you play. And Badgers is dropping 5 sets in Big Ten competition throughout their 16 matches now, and Pedraza running the middle. Taylor Trammell only taking 11 swings tonight, but 8 of them converted for kills. Mruzik the server. Boy, that's massive from Temi Thomas-Ailara on a night she's been struggling. And Ashburn fires one long. Little hug love at the end. Franklin with another rip from the back row. Hannah. Woo! Smoke. Marshall goes with the tip. Ashburn, another dig. She's got a double-double tonight. Camryn kind of saving the day. Caught Wisconsin a bit off guard. And there's Orgel again at a big spot with a big swing. After her 9th kill, there with the serve. Grimes, beautiful ball up front for Pedraza. Ashburn, the middle to Booth. Straight fire from Camryn Hannah to taking the lead in the match. Franklin. You need a big point. Your go-to player gets it and gets it done. But again, authoring a bunch of big points here in this set. Hannah, another huge cut. Franklin off the Penn State block and out. And Wisconsin's pulled even. Delivered 11 of the 51 digs for Penn State on the night, and a massive service error for Wisconsin out of the timeout. Hannah serve. Orgel tracking back to get the dig. Ashburn, no surprise going to Franklin. Pedraza likewise to Mruzik. Tonight has been a bigger test. Can they rise to the occasion and avoid a second loss of the season? Remember the Field Badgers at the hands of Nebraska in Lincoln. There's a tough angle on that serve. Franklin ready for it, and Booth blasting that down to get the Badgers on the board here in the fourth. Booth in good position. The block sails wide. And it looked like they were going to take down #1 Nebraska for a good chunk last week. And that's the question, is see Booth up front for Wisconsin. Penn State, as we can see, can play with the top teams in the country. Can they sustain it? And Matt Pedraza telling us last week for the Nebraska match, Mruzik out of the back row and able to tool the block from there. Ashburn running Franklin. That was clearly in rhythm. Her career high in this building against Penn State a couple of years ago, when she rang up 27 kills. Hannah stymied by the Badger block. Mruzik always an option out of the back row. How about the alertness to keep that up after she got stuffed? Hannah, no look touch up front, and now plays it over. One of the longest rallies in the match. Terminated by Hannah. And 5-3. Hannah serving again. Pilanovic got her left mid out there, but not going to control that rocket from Franklin. Smarts there from Crawford to steer it to open space. Franklin serve. Mruzik keeps motoring away. And again, 8 hitting errors tonight, but now 11 kills. Stuffed. Stepping up with her second block. Serve long. Penn State hitting at 6:25 early stages of this fourth set. Wisconsin at 3:08. So another serve from Crawford. Thomas Ilara nearly in the seats here. Nice play to keep it alive. Pedraza trying to go for herself and just didn't quite have the height to get it over. Pedraza straight away to her main kill customer, and it's Jess Mruzik. Integral part of their success early on tonight. And again, in what they've been able to do here throughout the year. Weatherington, where she's able to twist that right arm and deliver prime power. Franklin, always an option out of the back row. Mruzik just kind of pushing that to the other side. Tip from Orja. But draws it down to get it. Weatherington, back-to-back kill. And it's Penn State here by 3. And this would certainly be a eye-opener across the country. Penn State clearly capable, but Wisconsin has been that good. Pedraza working back for Mruzik. Crunching one down the cross-court alley. Realizing she's got to keep firing away. Now 13 kills. Big cut from Booth. What a get from Grimes. Uchtikin, nice play. And Trommel's block sails wide. Booth with a big chunk of that off the swing from Hannah. Weatherington stepping up here in the fourth. She can run a little hot and cold, but when she's hot, keep finding 17 in blue and white. Sarah Franklin to find her anytime you need something. A kill away from the 2010 evening is Franklin. Chance to get it there, denied by Grimes. And Hannah falling her way out of bounds, but still with enough muster to put it away. 17 kills to lead the way, and how about that? Service delight for Penn State and Villanova. It was a near upset last week when they had #1 Nebraska on the ropes, but now Penn State potentially ready to take down #2 Wisconsin. Mruzik with a nice dig in the back. And a strong finish again from Camryn Hannah. Ashburn going to Crawford, and the Badgers trying to make a push. And again for Penn State, trying to lock in one of the top 16 and looking for a signature win. Again, on nights when Mruzik hasn't been able to deliver her maximum, Penn State hasn't had that quality top second option. Well, now they've got Hannah and Mruzik flying. So a tall order for the Badgers, but they're certainly capable of clawing back in. That'll help with the service error. And they were 2 sets to good against the Huskers here 8 days ago, and couldn't close the deal as Nebraska soared back and trying to prevent a similar comeback here for Wisconsin. Hitting percentage numbers in this critical 4th set for Penn State, over 500. Stark in the back, nice get. Uchtikin popping it up. Orja with a rocket. In a key spot. Mruzik cross-court and down.
And Mruzik has been electric here in set 4. She is putting the team on her back, taking swing after swing. No mercy from her.
That's long from Booth. It's taken some time, but now all maybe coalescing at the right time of the season for this group. Service error gets the side out, but Penn State still with this cushion. Again, doesn't matter what you do in September and October. It's more what you do in November and December. For programs of this pedigree, it's Wetherington trying to find an opening down the line, can't get it. Serve handcuffing Grimes. Grimes going for Mruzik. Franklin down 4. A bomb from Franklin handled by Grimes. Trammell with the stop. Her rip is long. Line starters didn't make the trip this week after taking a shot in practice. And Penn State able to find a way against this retooled Wisconsin lineup. It's Trammell again. Now this Penn State team putting together maybe its best performance of the season. Can they close it out? Booth grabs one back quickly for Wisconsin. And now, a little friendly tape helping Orshel. She'll take it, so will the Badgers. Off the service ace for the Badgers on the year, trying to keep it rolling. Wetherington. Hannah with another big swing. Good get there from Orshel. Franklin off balance, trying to make it work. Wetherington off the block and out. Match point, Penn State. There it is. Signature win of the season for the Nittany Lions as they take down #2 Wisconsin.